He's only been in the office for 2 months and he can do a lot more damage, right? So that's where the market is really panicking about. So hey guys, I have a very interesting video to review today. It's about Peter Tuchman. He's the famous Einstein of Wall Street. And if you guys don't know him, he's been all over all the financial news. If you see like a Einstein guy like with a crazy haircut all over, you know, CNBC and all that, that's the guy. Right, so this guy kind of panicked and break down yesterday during the stock market, and you know, if you guys been following the news, stock market crashed about 10% in the major index within 2 days, right? Yeah, so one of my clients sent this to me. So Peter Tuchman is an institutional trader, help a lot of clients do trading, and if even he panicked, then guess about, you know, it's not surprising all the retail traders are also panicking as well. Obviously, it's a stressful day in the market, right? This is probably the biggest drop since pandemic level. I'm taking a walk down, you know, to distress a bit. I'm trying to touch some grass. See? Can you still find me? Yeah, as you guys can see, this is pretty much the only green I can find in the market, you know, the past days. So I'm just trying to touch it a little bit, you know, the only green. Kind of reflecting the reality of things. So if you're also an investor or trader, go touch some grass or some green, or get some air today, you know, we'll feel a lot better. So let's check out this video together. I don't know if this video is worth reacting to at all, but if you're watching this right now, this means there's a lot of good stuff. So let's get right into it, because I edit it and upload it as well.
Hey guys, this is the Einstein of Wall Street from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Greatest financial institution in the world, or whatever is left of it. Absolute, utter madness here today. I don't know, really. This makes absolutely no sense. There's absolutely no reason for this to be happening. Absolute irresponsibility.
So in case you guys don't know who Peter Tuchman is, he's a floor trader at the Wall Street. A floor trader executes trades for their clients. Also, he could be a proprietary trader trading firms' capital. Yeah, so the Peter knows the market really well because he trades stocks, option, commodity, and it's a very fast pace where you're in that pit, right? As a floor trader. Back in the days, they used a lot of hand gesture, but now it's a lot more computer. So that means the speed just get faster, and he has to adapt to that. He's been a floor trader for about 40 years now. Since this guy has 40 years of experience, he usually are very optimistic because he has seen all the recovery from every single big drop throughout the history, but this time he's panicking as well. So let's see.
This story has been disseminated and nobody knows anything more about tariffs than they did yesterday, except some insane number came out that was figured out by, I don't know, putting two apples, 2 carrots, and a bag of cashews together, dividing it by 2, multiplying by 9, and coming up with a number that absolutely has decimated this stock market.
Yeah, so I think we all know who he's... we kind of know who Peter is referring to. It's our famous President Donald Trump, in case you're wondering. He came out with a sign. You can see the sign here. Canada and Mexico really dodged the bullet, but China got slapped with 34%. Yeah, and even my home country, Taiwan, got slapped with 32%. And the question is, how did he come up with those math number? I don't know. Like I said, you know, 2 apples, 2 carrots, mix it together and make some vegetable juice and times it by 2 divided by 4. This is what Peter said, right? Now, unless you're hiding under the rock, I think we're all expecting some kind of tariff, because we kind of know that whatever Donald Trump said, 30% is real, 70% is negotiating tactics, but tariff is coming along in some form or shape. So why does the market still panic, really? And I think besides the orange plus carrots times it by 4 divided by 2, I think more importantly is that people thought Donald Trump was bluffing, and now that they see that he's not bluffing, actually make it happen, no matter how long this terror will last for, people are worried about, oh my God, if he can do this, what else can he actually do? What else is down the pipeline? He's only been in the office for 2 months, and he can do a lot more damage, right? So that's where the market is really panicking about.
Absolutely has decimated this stock market. I don't use this word crash lightly, but this was a mini crash, down 5% in my book. Dow Jones Industrial Average closing at the low, down 1,700 points. The S&P 500 closing down 277 handles. That is insane. Everything on that screen is green.
Is it green?
Everything on that screen is red. It is bleeding. I have a red-green deficiency. I'm colorblind. That's the only silver lining of the day. I thought it was green. Look at that. You see that? That is what you call blood in the friggin' streets. Everything. Russell down 134. Oil down 8%. I mean, what we got promised? Narrative about tariffs. We got promised prices would go lower. We were promised that this was going to get worse for a little while, but it'll all come out in the wash. I mean, come on. That's absolute friggin' insanity.
You know, I kind of agree with Peter Tuchman, right? Before Donald Trump came into the office, he kind of promised lower prices, more local jobs, better stock market, so he can make America great again. And now that 2 months in, stock market already crashed. You put on crazy tariff. People are losing their job. They're cutting all their government jobs, kicking out all the student out of Americans. And in case you're brand new to investing in the United States, we use 3 benchmark indicators, or what we call 3 benchmark indexes, as S&P 500, Dow Jones, and NASDAQ. S&P 500 include the best 500 companies in the United States, and NASDAQ are mostly all the big tech companies, and Dow Jones just the big old indexes that track 30 of the biggest company, not really by their company capital size, but rather by their prices. So it's not the most accurate. So I will refer to more S&P 500 and NASDAQ. I will explain more about these 3 economical data in this video, and you can watch this after watching the current video.
This is irresponsible. Absolutely irresponsible. After 6 weeks of a completely confused messaging, okay, to then come out yesterday and lay down, unpack this bag of friggin' dirty laundry that made no sense whatsoever. Absolutely no clarity, no direction, no nothing. And look, the market's telling you what it thinks. Are you telling me that this works for anybody? That anybody can look at this and go, this is the way it was supposed to be? This is the vision I had? Come on. Absolutely ridiculous. Irresponsible is the best word I can use to describe it.
Irresponsible.
Irresponsible. It's one of the worst days we've seen in God knows how long, okay? Going back to COVID. But that was a health crisis. This is a financial crisis. Somebody got handed a spectacular market trading at record highs. One market that was doing so well that guidance going forward for 25 and 26 got cut from 4 to 2 because things were so good. What was the motivation behind it? You tell me.
So what did he really mean by no clarity? And that really means that no one understands what Trump's end game really is. And did the market really not expect Trump to really drop this tariff? No, just that people don't know to what extent, how does the math work. And for the last 6 weeks, he really just keep talking about tariff. Sometimes he put on 25%, then he pull it back the next day, then he extend it. You know, it's kind of like a girl changing her clothes, right? So why did the market really panic? Markets really worry about 2 things. One is the high inflation will continue to stay there or become even higher. So the cost of us buying our food and going out to the restaurant will continue to go up. Or the second thing, even worse thing that can happen is that recession. When recession happen, or even company think about a recession could happen, they already start cutting jobs. They will start reducing spending, and that's not good for our salary, for our bonuses, and that will go down the whole food chain to the whole consumer like us, right? Whether you like Donald Trump or not, we all can kind of agree that he's not dumb. He might be a bit crazy to a lot of people, but he's not dumb, right? He kind of know what he's doing. And there's a reason why he keep all his data or announcement very vague, right? I think he's really trying to negotiate a lot of the things and trying to play his card, keep his heart close to his chest, right? So that when he announces it, he can create maximum shock to the country that he can impose tariff on. And whether he's going to pull it back or whether he's going to continue adding more, we really don't know. And that's why this is causing the market a lot of fear, because that's exactly what he's looking for. He's showing people that whatever he said, he can make it happen.
What was the motivation behind it? You tell me. Now they're looking at 4, 5, 6 cuts now, in the coming year. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you.
Yeah, in case you guys haven't been following the market, or your uncle talking about the stock market is collapsing, S&P 500 benchmark index dropped about 10% over the last 2 days. And it's all red. like what Peter Tuchman is saying, or is it all green according to him because he's blind, because he's colorblind? I shouldn't be laughing at this, right? But he can have a serious phase, and he's been trading for 40 years, so I didn't know that you can be colorblind and still make the right shot. But anyway, I'm not colorblind, so who am I here to judge? This is the worst drop we have seen since the pandemic level. And it's not really caused by another health crisis. It's caused by manipulation. It's really caused by one person. It's almost some form of manipulation in the stock market price. It's more of an unknown political agenda or fear the general public is showing in the stock market. So they rather sell their profits or take some losses and keep their cash in case more uncertainty do happen in the market. Now, before you think that this is gloom and doom, really, if you guys look at all these CPI, inflation data, and the job market data, fundamentally, US has been doing really well for the last 2 years, leading to Donald Trump coming into the office. And in my opinion, this first year, he's really trying to artificially reset the market by creating a lot of uncertainty. And like what Peter Tuchman said, Donald Trump has publicly mentioned to Jay Powell that he really wants the interest rate to be dropped. And Jay Powell is looking at all these hard-end data. In order for Jay Powell to drop the rate, he really has to cause some kind of uncertainty in the market. If you guys found some value and you guys like this kind of walking around video, me sitting in my car, make sure you guys click the like button and subscribe because it greatly helps out the channel, okay? Do it. Thank you. And I think the pain will be over a lot faster than we think.
This is absolutely insanity. Irresponsible insanity. I don't think there's a green stock on the exchange. Who is benefiting from this? I don't even see a silver lining. I do not see a light at the end of this tunnel. This is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and I agree with Peter Tuchman that this is absolutely crazy. When you see this kind of level of selling in the market, it's not just the retail investors. All the institutional investors have no clear idea, so they'd rather take profit or just clear out their account and take less risk at this moment. And just like the famous Prime Minister from UK, Winston Churchill, said that never let a crisis goes to waste. But over the past few years, I definitely feel like a lot of wealth has been transferred from the average people to the more wealthier. So the wealthier people are getting wealthier and the middle class is disappearing, becoming the poor people. Now, this is the chance when the institutional money are panicking. This is when the retail trader like us can get an advantage on them. This is a good chance for us to have a wealth redistribution. That means whenever the stock market goes down, this is a time we can buy in the stock market whenever it's actually a lower price than the famous Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Bill Gates, and all these famous investors. We can buy at a much lower price than what they bought in at. For these famous investors, when they invest in a company, they really bet that the company will do really well for 10, 20 years to come. And now you get the chance to buy a lower price than that. So this is the chance we do not want to put it. And this is why don't ever let a crisis goes to waste. Yeah, so right now I'm at the Canadian Tire. And if you feel down and if you feel like the stock market has really crashed you and you want to take a fight back at them, go here, Canadian Tire. If you're Canadian, you can go here and buy some Chinese product, right? And go brag to your friends, say, hey, I bought some Chinese product with like 32% tariff on it. Okay, last night I went to see my favorite comedian, Jimmy O Young, and you guys can see the picture here. And very genius guy. I love him a lot. He represents a lot of Asian people, in my opinion. If you guys haven't been following Jimmy O Young, go check him out. And also, he went shopping at the Canadian Tire, and he inspired me to talk about that. You know, back in the days, people laugh at the stuff at Canadian Tire because most of them are made in China. You know, even though it's called Canadian Tire, most of the stuff in there is made in China. Like, what the heck, right? Back in the day, it was like laughed upon, but right now, if you can go to Canadian Tire and buy some stuff which are made in China, guess what? You're going to pay 32% extra, right? So now's a chance for you to brag to your friends and feel better about it. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, okay? I will see you guys in a few days.